Michelle Rivera and Frank Martin are coming together early enough in their careers where the fight between them will definitely make a difference. It's an exciting throwback type matchup. Let's talk about them and their return to legacy. This coming Saturday, December 17th, broadcast live on Showtime Championship Boxing. Boxing fans will get a chance to see an outstanding matchup between two of the sport's youngest and most promising fighters as they come together in a match early enough in their careers to be significant for the next step that they may take in the sport. It is when Michelle Rivera is taking on Frank Martin in a 12-round lightweight bout, bringing these two men together that sort of calls to mind the times of when fighters did this more frequently a little over a generation ago. Fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns came together when they were in their early to mid-20s and faced one another. Having stiff competition early in your career does not do anything but help the fighters. It helps them with their confidence. It helps them with their sharpness. We've seen it. Oscar De La Hoya fought Ruelas, and he fought Hernandez early in his career, because what happens is you keep the same approach and focus and intensity when you're coming away from the amateurs. If you've had an extensive, successful amateur career and you're going into the pros, it allows you to stay in a certain mode. Frank Martin is bringing that as well. Martin, who comes into this fight originally hailing from Detroit, Michigan. He's coming in here with a southpaw position that he fights out of. And Martin, who's 5'8", with a 68-inch reach, is known to be a defensive, responsible fighter. He also keeps his guard and himself tucked very safe and secure in there, like you like to see, fundamentally sound. And entering with the record of 16-0 with 12 KOs, Martin is an accomplished punching fighter, but he boxes. He breaks fighters down by going to the body, springing out of that with power shots and combinations. Rivera, who comes in and he presents a different type of approach to the fight. They're calling him, the young Ali, but he really favors the former champion Felix Trinidad from the Dominican Republic. He's 5'9" with a 71-inch reach, and he boxes great at distance and in close. What Rivera says in the ring is trying to take a fighter apart, take their confidence away. His record of 24-0 is outstanding. We see things from Rivera, things that dictate having a bit more versatility. The 14 KOs in his victory of 24 wins have come in different ways. And that versatility plays out with boxing ability from the outside as well as on the inside. Both men, you may question whether or not they can really take a great shot, I do believe the two of them are focused enough that they will present problems to one another. Adjustments will be into play here because the technical, defensively responsible southpaw that Martin is, he's not going to willingly give Rivera opportunities. Rivera is going to have to open him up through other means of attack. Some of that may require footwork. Footwork is very important in boxing. And for fighters who are pretty much power punchers or guys who rely on being very much planted to land power shots, lack of mobility under those auspices present a greater problem. This is a shortcoming that Martin may have in this fight. Not being able to slide and just get shots off, but looking to land powerful shots. He's going to have to take some of the power off of shots just to be able to keep up with volume. Now, there's another aspect that Rivera brings, and that is when he comes into the ring, he likes to test a guy's will. If he can get you to try to plant and fight, he will do the opposite so that he can pick you apart. The young man does have ring smarts. At the young age that he is, 24 years old, he's presenting something that a lot of the younger fighters don't. There's also something about him and his personality traits and characteristics. He's a daring and definitely unafraid risk-taking fighter. He will try things, and he's in the gym with Luis King Kong Ortiz. Being in the gym with King Kong Ortiz affords him experience that's invaluable. That is something that you have to take into consideration as well. So, being mobile, agile, and diversified enough to do more than one thing gives him a significant advantage in the fight. But understand, this bout is not about one fighter being better than the other. The two men present issues for one another that you just have to pay closer attention to. When you talk about Martin coming up in Derrick James's gym, along with the likes of champions of unification like Earl Spence Jr. or undisputed champions like Jermell Charlo, he has first-hand account of what it's like to train like a champion, walk like a champion, present yourself. Those things are invaluable as well. And being in the gym with that type of experience will do nothing but benefit him. So he has cornerman's experience, which is a huge advantage for him. Now, will he be smart enough to incorporate that cornerman's experience and not go out there and behave and perform on ego? Because I believe he who makes the most minimum of mistakes in this bout has the greater advantage. So discipline is a priority for both fighters. Being 3 years the senior of Rivera, Martin is going to have to utilize life experience, ring experience from a mental standpoint. This should not necessarily be a physical battle. This should be a mental battle, a battle of wits, what each man brings to the ring as far as the skills that they're able to exhibit. It can be very difficult, but as I've often stated, the smarter guy typically will prevail. Intangibles will factor heavily. And when you put it all together, the willingness to do what's necessary, recognizing the climate, what is transpiring in the fight, to allow the fighter to take that step to be successful. Between the two of these men, they have one opponent in common in Jerry Perez. Perez fought Rivera in October of this year, and in an 8-rounder, Rivera prevailed. But against Frank Martin, in April of last year, he was stopped after 6 rounds. There's not much to go on there, but one of the things you have to pay attention to are the intangibles when it comes down to these two men. The talent level is on par, but what is going to determine is what's inside each individual, the character. I know Rivera has talked a little bit, and he states that he feels he's a better fighter. He feels he's already a contender, and Martin may not be a contender as of yet, referring to him as a prospect. But all of that will be decided once they face one another. You can talk until the cows come home. That doesn't mean anything until the fists start flying. So Martin, being the elder statesman, needs to utilize that intelligence, ring IQ, listen to his cornerman's instructions. As far as Rivera, do not be cocky nor overconfident. You're in there with another fighter that is a quality fighter. And this is now not the time to showboat or try to upstage someone coming outside of who you are, either personality-wise or even as a fighter. It's only going to matter what you accomplish in the ring. How do I see things finally adding up? I do believe, due to his versatility, Michel Rivera is going to prevail in this fight. I don't think there'll be a knockout or a stoppage, but I do believe that he'll be able to dictate more because of mobility. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Leave comments and let me know what you think about this return to legacy type match. This is all I have for you at this time. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.